ready.
Ready.
When it starts to back, there you go.
Hello sailors, we're Faye and Rob, two newlyweds from the northeast of England. Join us on board Reach Out, a Catalina 400, as we sail her from Eastbourne, back home to North Shields. This is extremely peaceful, but at this rate, it'll take us about 10 hours to get there.
Yeah.
We've been on the move for over 3 months now. We travelled the south coast, Wales, the Isle of Man, Northern Ireland, and now you join us in the Sound of Mull. We're heading to Oban to meet my sister-in-law, niece, nephew, and their adorable cockapoo. Today is battle of the weather forecasts. So Rob's weather forecast said that it was going to be pretty much no wind. White gusting blue, if that makes sense to you, whereas mine was saying blue gusting reasonably high greens. Because my weather forecast's usually a little bit more accurate or a bit more consistent over this trip. We've gone with mine, so we've got a reef in the main just in case. But at the minute, Rob's predictions are winning. The wind is super light. Gusts have arrived, but of course we are upwind again. Little bit heely.
That's good to sail. But we're a sailboat.
Yes. There's Huey, tucked in.
So because of that,
Don't know why she's not on a cushion
here's
though.
Rod Stewart.
How are you sitting? How are you sitting? Are you wanting belly scratches?
You're up to date. Awesome, thank you very much, Richie. Michelle Rideout in Eastbourne has been in touch. Said, round 1 was tough, only scored 8, but then round 2 was better. 18
What are you
points
doing?
scored on 10 to the top today. Well done. And cheer me up, it's my birthday. The weather is awful down here in Eastbourne. Well, happy birthday.
How's it going?
It's going really nice. The wind picked up. We've been doing 7.5 knots upwind, which is always nice. We just came through the Sound of Mull there, through the kind of entrance to it, and there was a lot of water turbulence. So much water turbulence that my depth sounder, for some reason, thought there was 2 meters under the keel. Now, I had checked all the depths, but when you look down and it says 2 meters, I pooped myself. Honestly, had a proper moment, picked up the I was like, what the? Oh, it can't be. It can't be. But it wasn't. It was like 120 metres. Oh.
Was the forecast right then?
Definitely not. This is a steady 25 knots, easy. I don't have the wind indicator, obviously, but easy 25 knots, upwind. We're doing 8.4 knots, so we can't complain. Got a reef mainsail, 1 reef in the main, 2 reefs in the Genoa, and we're still doing 8.4 knots. Mad.
It was mad, but at least we were sailing. And with West Highland Yachting Week in full swing, we were hoping to catch some of the action. Off in the distance, there's everyone getting ready for the Oban to Tobermory passage. exciting. They are going to have an amazing sail today. My theory about always adding 10 to the wind forecast seems to be quite accurate. Custom 17? I do not think so. This was as close as we got to the action. But because Shy Bairn's getting out, I contacted Yachting Images, who kindly allowed us to share some of their amazing photographs and footage. So cheers to Graham from Yachting Images. I'll pop a link in the description, but for now, sit back and enjoy the view.
It's again in Oban. This time it's one that Gordon Ramsay went to with that little Frenchman. No, the little Italian. What's his name? Gino
And the
Gianelli.
Frenchman.
Ice cream or something.
And Fred.
Anywhere. Oh, and Fred, the Frenchman. Oh. Nah. Not fresh fish. The one up the road, far better. There's no contest in Oban.
It is August 3rd, which means that it is exactly 100 days since we left Eastbourne for Brighton. We've been doing this journey now for 100 days. It's amazing. When we think back of all the places we've been and the stretches of water that we've been through, it's quite something. So we are celebrating by having family come and stay. My sister-in-law, my niece and nephew are here, and we're going to go up to the farm shop at Kerrera, get some lovely food that we'll cook up tomorrow, and this evening we're going to eat in the restaurant, have a good time, have a few drinks, toast the journey so far.
No, toast for breakfast.
He has his own thing of money. You can get one of these.
We were just about to leave on a nice dog walk when we noticed a substantial amount of chafe on this line. So we normally bring the ropes or the line, sorry, through the right at the bow, but we just think it's causing a bit too much rub, so we're going to go under the little gaps that I created in the netting for now and look at getting ourselves some new lines in the future. So we only have a fair lead at the midship, we don't have one here, so if anyone has suggestions about how we can prevent it rubbing against the tow rail and creating chafe there, that would be awesome, let us know. Lines sorted, we embarked on a walk across the island. Tomorrow would be passage day, so it was important for us and the dogs to get plenty of exercise. As you can see, it was a bit muddy from all the rain, but that didn't spoil the lovely views. We spotted jellyfish, beachcombed for pretty shells, and as our nephew clambered over rocks and was told to be careful, he declared, "It's all part of the adventure." And so the adventure began. We were off to Loch Allen. We were going to have fried rice tonight. I think mackerel is now on the menu. Look at that! You eat. Do not eat the fish.
I'll take the rod. Oh, it got away!
No!
Jammy bastard.
Look at that beauty. I can't wait to see what Rob does with that. Why are you sharpening your knife, baby?
Because we have fish. We got tight lines!
Yay! 100 days of sailing, we finally got a fish. We got 2!
3.
3?
We got one this morning, we let go.
Oh yeah, we let go. Bellies full of delicious mackerel, we headed to bed, unaware of what Poseidon had planned for us. We're stuck. Aline and our Loch Allen or whatever it's called, but our anchor is wedged. We had no problems anchoring here last time, and now it's properly jammed. We've tried everything. We've driven forward on it, driven backwards on it. We've been giving it neutral revs so that the windlass has more power. Options really are, I can't dive on it because it's still 11 metres of water. Right, so now the decision is we have to lose the anchor. We could have tried to wait for low tide and see if that would help, but then we lose the tide. So now we've got to decide, do we cut the anchor off at the water or cut it off from the boat? Yeah, absolutely gutted, to be honest. Like, loved that anchor, but I don't think we've got a choice. And I didn't want Rob in the dinghy once he cut it free. We'd be adrift and he'd still be in the dinghy. Can't see Rob at the bow cutting. We're off! Tick over forward!
You have to put it down.
Yeah, he's cut it, it's gone.
Give it a second. Alright, I'll take the hand. You get sort of boundaries there?
Yeah. Oh, God damn it. Expensive lesson about using tripping lines. Devastating. There's our roller. We had to like cut bits away because they was just getting stuck in the chain, and then nothing was happening. Well, we're off. Feel like I've lost a member of the team. Really like that anchor. It was part of reach out. Don't like leaving part of reach out behind. And now it's raining. Lovely. We're now eating chocolate to cope with the trauma. Rob has kept a link that he managed to... He hacked through that really quickly. I was quite surprised. But we're keeping it a memento and a reminder to always use a tripping line. We were like, why didn't we do it? And it's like, well, we'd never learned that lesson before, so now we've learned that lesson. Yeah, still stings, and even if we get a new anchor, hoping we can get one delivered to my mum and dad's, and hopefully see them next week. We've still got 10 metres less of chain because I didn't want to cut it from the waterline and then have one of us adrift in the dinghy. But welcome to Tobermory! Oh, after this morning's anchoring misery, my mum might have found us a 15 kilo one on the island of Mull, which someone has going spare. Well done, Mum. We'll see if we can make that work. Oh my goodness, this weather! We had just moored up when someone just like came up to the side of the boat and asked if we wanted to buy a crate full of prawns, of which, to which Rob's answer was, "Of course we do!" Not chaos on board in the slightest. What else is going on in the galley?
Making a venison ragout.
Yes, let's have a look at it. Ah. So where did you get the venison from?
Ardtonish Estate.
Yes. And what else is in there?
Onions, garlic, carrots, celery, tomatoes, oregano, thyme, beef stock. I think that's it.
All sorts of yummies. It's going to need a glass of red wine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and where is Yui at this moment?
She's gone to bed.
It's almost time. The wine is pouring, it's bubbling, and our bellies are rumbling.
I'm a children of the sky! No, I'm not. Actually, I live on the ground. You can't use this.
Right, tonight on Reach Out we are taking our minds off our anchor issues by learning a new knot, and we are learning the Alpine butterfly loop. That is it. So we take our bit of line, not rope, never rope, bit of line here. We come around the fingers and back over here. So we've got a line and an X. We take the line over the X, put it under the X, and wiggle our fingers out, and we have our loop in the continuous line, and that is not coming undone. The alpine butterfly loop, everyone.
And why would you use that, Faye?
I will let the skipper answer that.
When you want to put a loop in a continuous line.
Yes, but when would we do that?
If you needed it.
Okay.
I want to. If
And
we just needed it.
Uncle Bobby, with niece and nephew present, is trying to incorporate all the knots that we have learned on this sailing trip so far. So what have we got going on here?
Well, we've got the alpine hitch loop.
The alpine butterfly loop.
Start again.
What have you got going on here?
So we've got the alpine
Butterfly loop.
Thank you, Melissa.
tied to a bowline, which is then connecting to a double sheet bend, and which is then connected to itself with a round turn and 2 half hitches. So we've got a circle of nothingness. But, oh.
And now we have red wine in the bilges. Wine in the bilges. Anchor lost to Poseidon. It's all part of the adventure. Fair winds.